Welcome back to War Thunder aboard the E-100, and no, this is not the tank review that I promised, it will come later. I played the game Friday night and I immediately had to make a video out of it. However, this is the fourth attempt of a commentary, because what just happens in this game just shows the strength and weaknesses of the E-100 and the very well bad state of German tanks in general at 7.7. And you might say, oh my god, Napalm, you're just a wearaboo par excellence. No, you will see what I'm talking about. And in a few videos ago, a few months ago, I called it that at some point we will see partially the old matter again. I didn't believe it myself that it would come in the way that it comes, but it does. 7.7, you're very often top tier and you are facing nothing but Russians. Leaving tanks such as the Object 120 aside, we still have to mention here the IS-6, which is an absolute bullshit tank. And I calmed myself down after this battle, which took like 1.5 hours, because I was so infuriated. I was so full of rage and hate, like I haven't been in a very long time. See, at this point at 7.7, German tankers have all that they could wish for. Mobile tanks, high penetration shells, armor, but they never have it in one tank, you know. They never have it in the shape of a tank that just can do stupid things and get away with it, like the IS-6, like the T-54-47, like the IS-3, the IS-4 and all those tanks, because when I drive them, I know what I can get away with. I can kill everything that is in front of me. Oh my, for some tanks I actually have to aim. Yet the weak spots are so huge. And my damage effect is so great. And, you know, this will also be a battle where I just hold the gate, hold the door, where I just show off what the E-100 can do. And there is another E-100 that will help me in a great deal, and we help each other. And my best friend, the smoke shell. The best weapon of the 100 and the mouse alike is not the 128mm, which at this battle rating is an average gun when you compare it to the enemies that you have to shoot at, such as Russian tanks, where you have to aim for this pixel and that pixel, hope that nothing goes wrong, and everything will become apparent in this battle. And I receive a shot, it takes out my gun breech and my gun barrel with one shot, and I have 21 seconds repair time for a damaged gun breech and a damaged gun barrel. And this RA251, I must not stop the repair. The other E-100 is showing his backside to the enemy. We have smoked up and we try the best to smoke up the enemy fire lines. That forces them to come at us one at a time and just give us better chances to deal with them, because it's not easy and very punishing to deal with Russian tanks in a tank like the E-100, like the mouse. So in my tank review I want to show always the good battles, always the awesome parts, and show what a vehicle is capable of. And I will do that. I have to get footage from my old PC, that's the reason why I don't do it currently. However, normally battles like this, which happen all too often, I usually don't show. They are epic, they are awesome in one way or another. But they show off too many things that are just wrong about this game. And again I receive another hit on my gun barrel, which forces me again to do a 20-second repair, because the gun barrel is orange. And I smoke up the stone in front of me, and I see that there is an IS-3. I thought I bait his shot out and then try to shot trap him or damage his gun, whatever. He shoots and oh boy, there is another one, oh boy. And he actually shot my gun barrel again. Is that now the third time? And I shoot another shell, and I reverse to give the other E-100 a line of fire for his 128. But since he didn't do it, I went into cover, blocked the IS-3 a little bit, and just tried to reverse into cover. And yeah, the IS-3 is coming, and the other tank behind him. My E-100 buddy tries the best, but I can do really not too much. I can try to shoot them with the heat shell to disable their guns, but it takes more than one shot, and a good shot, to disable that, which is very hilarious, I find. And I have 24 seconds to repair, again for the third time. Imagine a Leopard being here. Imagine an RE-251 or an M47 being here that could just farm all those guys that are concentrating on me. He could use the 100s as mobile cover, you know, because those tanks are actually so big, as well as the mouse, for example, so that tanks just can go around it. This IS-3 tried to rush me, but he didn't think it through. And I see the gun breach of another tank, and that is an IS-6. Not the gun breach, but the muzzle break. I shoot another smoke shell, and I get confirmation. Indeed, it's an IS-6. And I set up the side shot. But I look at the wrong place. He's already charging in. And there I see the black part. It glitched through the smoke, and I set him on fire. But this didn't quite look like an IS-6, did it? I shoot another heat shell in the smoke and disable a gunner. That looks more like an IS-3. Yeah, it's an IS-3. So I establish now the crossfire, and look at this. And there is an IS-6, and I have my gun loaded, and... what the... oh, come on! Let's watch that again. You know, things like that just prove that something like the E-100 absolutely needs no buff. Game mechanics are superbly on point, you know, for the Russians. And look at where I have to aim to kill this Russian medium tank on the cupola. Yeah. And those Russian tanks, they do not even have any idea what to do. Side skirts of my body are flying around. They're shooting practically the only part where I cannot penetrate an E-100 from the side, hull-wise. And I cannot shoot them anywhere because it will bounce. I have to hope that they give me the side. I cannot even track them with one heat shell. I need 2, maybe even 3 heat shells to track them. And so we now have kind of the crossfire. It's not very effective, you know, Russian tanks surviving side shots. And I will never stop calling things like that out, because it's just disgusting. It's outright disgusting. Game mechanics are not working. And, you know, I had some harsher words when I was commenting for the first 3, 4, 5 times about this scene. So this is the best that I could make. It's absolute bullshit. Because it doesn't happen on my German tanks, I can tell you that. Or my British tanks, therefore. Or my American tanks. Just saying. Just saying. And now this other E-100 got shot from the rear, but this T-54 was also unable to penetrate his armor. You know, it's a bit funny when you watch Soviet tankers play against Germans. At some point they just think they can shoot anywhere and penetrate always, because they are used to do so against Leopards, RE-251s, M47s and Panthers and whatnot. But when they face something with armor, oh my god, it's overpowered, oh my god, I have to aim. As somebody that has played all the nations, all the tanks, I can tell you for sure that the Russian nation is the easiest to play, the most reliable nation, the one where you just don't have to think, where you just can do whatever the hell you want and get away with it. Not always, but you know. And you have to think about that side shot on the IS-6. That was probably the only thing he could do to really screw up. From the front I can't do anything. From the side I have a decent chance. Except, you know, if I shoot the tracks. Yes, I see this T-44-100 moving here, but I saw a shadow right there. There is a gun barrel. I reverse. I don't have the reverse speed of the mouse, but it's just good enough to get the SU-100 and to save the back of my other E-100. But now we have to push the cap. I can no longer, you know, secure the rear. There is nobody left. There's just one other tank, just me, 2 E-100s that held the flank, that just gave our team so much advantage, so much security. They didn't help us, and they all were crushed because they were all in Leopards and RE-251s and whatnot. Their guns would be awesome in certain situations if the IS-3 or IS-6s would be kind of, you know, distracted by shooting at big German armor. And you need a good mouse driver, a good E-100 driver to absorb the shots, and a not so good Soviet tanker, because if they're good, you have no chance. Let me tell you that. I made sure that this shot was a killing blow, and then there is this T-54 variant. I guess it's a 49 or a 51, not quite sure about this, and I angle my turret. And the only thing that he can do to make life easy for me is screw up massively. Maybe like that? Giving me the side of his very well armored medium tank? Yeah, and now I also saw the kill message that an IS-6 finally killed the other E-100, and I used this rock formation to turn the hull of my tank to engage this guy. And an IS-6 alone is just a horrible, horrible task. We will see just in a moment why, and again, why this is not a very good tanker. So I see him here. I try to angle, not to give him the best of shot trap either, but it's very hard to maneuver and to not, you know, get some weaknesses off. And well, I do a little bit of side scraping, and I try to trick him with the 75. I hit him. It doesn't do any damage, of course, and he thinks I shot the main gun. Yeah, I just overpenetrated the cupola on an IS-6. So that was the second time an IS-6 screwed me over. And now I got support from a plane. And that was the best thing ever, because it tracked the IS-6. I still tried to angle the shot, the turret, but I had to do something. And he dunked the shot. He really screwed it up. Out of all the shots, he shot me where he couldn't penetrate me, and he gave me the side of his tank, not adjusting the tracks. Maybe they were damaged from my heat shells previously, and now I have to get him. Now I have to get in the cap. Victory is near. The points are not that far apart. I still can make it. The cap is just there. It's just there. But I'm the only tank left on my team. I'm now the only tank left on my team. And I saw a movement there. I saw a movement there, and it looked like some IS tank. Yeah, I couldn't really confirm what it quite clearly was, but now the ticket bleed has stopped. That alerts the remaining Soviet forces what's there. So I have to deal with the threat from the front if he's stupid enough to come out and not wait for the rest of his teammates. And I also have to angle myself behind this house in a different way, that I have good protection from the side and the rear and from the left front. I can see a tank in the rear already, or on the rear, and this IS-2. Well, I was very lucky that they removed the post-war shell and that he did not aim properly, and now have almost a cap. Yes, there it is, there it is, and now the capture zone is secured, and now I have to just not die. I just have not to die. I did not move my hull because I would have shown the weak side armor, or the relatively weak side armor, and of course the shell doesn't go through the side armor of the T-44-100. Yes, it was a bit heavily angled, but nevertheless, now I need some planes to interfere. I need something to work in my favor. I battled so hard. I put so much effort in it. This is what I want. I want my work to be rewarded in some way or another. And I know that he's coming. Inevitably, a Russian tank is rushing you. And yes, the smoke launchers are launching in the rear, so I don't get shot in the back. I need to take out this T-44. He has the maneuverability. Maybe if the IS-4 comes around, I can wedge him up against the house somewhat and maybe get a lucky shot off and maybe just stay alive for long enough for the tickets not to bleed. I prepare for the T-44 and the shot hits the wooden structure and he kills me in one shot. And he captures the point, or begins to capture. So he one-shotted me with one penetrating shot. That is so beautiful. So I need a fast tank. I need a reliable tank. No Leopard, not you. I need a Panther 2. I need something. I need something with a good gun. A reliable gun. And not a lol pen gun, but something. And I need something fast. So Panther, I know it's good. It's good. It's a good tank. It's a good tank. And I thought to myself, well, at this point, every Russian tank would have rushed off to help their teammates out, to secure the victory. And then I heard it. Just a second too late, I heard the engine rev. And this this T-34-85 was just laying in ambush. You know, spawn pushing it's called nowadays, one-shotting me again. And yeah, at this point I was just... I knew the battle is lost. I knew it's over. I knew all my work, all the stuff that I had to deal with was for nothing. This is the bad part about playing the Germans. In a tank review you see the good parts and what you can achieve, what to do and what not to do. But at this point I couldn't be bothered. Maybe somebody was already looking around the spawn area, you know, if I would respawn. I couldn't be bothered and there was nothing that I could do apparently. And the rewards, they're just for 7 kills and 1 capture zone. It's pitiful. It's bad. It's disgustingly low. It's... yeah. That's with a talisman and a premium account. After that I needed like half an hour to cool down and to just be bothered to make a commentary, because I think it's necessary to point this out and not say the E-100 is the most awesome tank ever out there, because there are Russian tanks.